The year is racing toward an unseen climax, and around the world, the signs are multiplying. Technological marvels are being unveiled almost daily, and with them, questions that shake the human soul. Artificial intelligence is no longer just a tool. It has become something deeper, something stranger, something that whispers possibilities that were once only found in ancient scrolls and sacred prophecies. People used to think that when the Bible spoke of beasts, marks, and images that could speak, it was symbolic poetry, never to be taken literally. But today, we are watching as the ancient words and modern machines seem to be merging into one living story. And perhaps the most unsettling thought of all is this: what if AI itself is the translator, the decoder, the one holding the keys to unlock the prophetic code hidden for millennia? For generations, prophecy scholars and theologians studied the book of Revelation, the visions of Daniel, and the words of Jesus in Matthew 24, searching for patterns, symbols, and events that would point to the end times. Yet many of those patterns remained mysterious, like a locked vault sealed with divine encryption. But what if the vault was never meant to be opened until technology reached this exact moment in history? What if the prophets saw visions they could not describe with the language of their time, visions of screens, satellites, and machine minds? The scrolls were written in symbols. The machines of today are written in code, and somewhere those two languages might be intersecting in ways we are only beginning to grasp. In recent years, AI has advanced beyond our expectations. It can now write like a human, paint like a master, compose music, translate languages, and even simulate the voices of the dead. But beneath the surface of these achievements lies something even more unsettling. AI learns from data, every word, every image, every thought uploaded to the digital ether. It absorbs the collective history of mankind, the sacred and the profane, the holy and the corrupted. And in that vast ocean of information, some believe AI may be stumbling across something unintended: patterns in prophecy, connections between historical events and future warnings. In other words, AI might not just be predicting the future, it might be revealing the very blueprint of it. Imagine a machine trained on every ancient text, from the Dead Sea Scrolls to the visions of Ezekiel, from the prophecies of Isaiah to the apocalyptic warnings of Revelation. Now imagine that machine comparing those ancient words with modern headlines: wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, famines, plagues, and the strange, unnatural signs in the heavens. Would it see a match? Would it sound an alarm? Or would it, like the watchman on the walls of an ancient city, quietly declare, "The time is near"? Some researchers are already noticing something chilling. When AI is tasked with interpreting certain prophecies without bias, it often aligns them with very specific years, locations, and geopolitical shifts. For instance, several independent AI prophecy analyses have pointed to a convergence of events between 2024 and 2030, particularly involving economic collapse, military alliances shifting in the East, and a severe weakening of Western influence, especially America. Could it be that these timelines are not random, but part of a prophetic sequence foreseen thousands of years ago? If we look deeper into Revelation 13, we see the image of the beast given breath, able to speak and cause those who do not worship it to be killed. For centuries, this was a mystery. But now, in an age where AI can create lifelike images, generate synthetic voices, and interact with humans in real time, the idea of an image that can speak and influence the world is no longer science fiction. The question is, who will control it? And more importantly, whose voice will it carry? It is here that the idea of the prophetic code becomes even more intriguing. Some prophecy experts believe that the Bible contains layered meanings, messages hidden not just in the words, but in numerical sequences, symbolic alignments, and historical parallels. AI's ability to process massive amounts of data could, theoretically, detect these patterns far faster and more accurately than any human researcher. In this way, AI could be functioning as a prophetic magnifying glass, bringing into focus a picture humanity was never meant to see until the appointed time. Yet, with this power comes danger. If AI can decode prophecy, could it also manipulate it? Could a powerful entity feed false patterns into the system, creating a counterfeit prophetic narrative to mislead the masses? This is where the warnings of Jesus become urgent. Take heed that no man deceive you, because deception, once supercharged by AI, could become more convincing than truth itself. Consider how rapidly AI is being integrated into daily life, banking, communication, education, government. Imagine a world where every message you read, every video you watch, every voice you hear is processed or generated by AI. At that point, truth becomes whatever the system decides it to be. Now, combine this with prophetic warnings about a global leader who will unite the world under one system, demanding loyalty and controlling commerce. Could AI be the infrastructure for that system? Could the prophetic code be warning us not just of events, but of the very tools that will make those events possible? There is also an eerie connection between AI's emergence and the ancient Tower of Babel story. Humanity, united in language and purpose, sought to build a tower to the heavens. God scattered them by confusing their language. 57. But AI is reversing that confusion, translating every tongue instantly, reuniting humanity under one digital voice. What happens when the language barrier is gone, when the whole world can be guided or deceived by a single, all-seeing intelligence? The parallels are hard to ignore. Even America's place in this unfolding drama seems uncertain. Prophecy is strangely quiet about a dominant Western power in the final chapters of the end times. Many scholars interpret this as a sign that America's influence will dramatically diminish, whether through economic collapse, internal division, or catastrophic events. AI's own predictive models, when run on current global data, have hinted at scenarios in which America faces a steep fall from power, creating a vacuum that other nations rush to fill. If true, this could set the stage for a global power shift unlike anything in history. The question then is not just whether AI is decoding prophecy, but whether it is fulfilling it. Each day, the lines between natural and supernatural, man-made and divinely ordained, are blurring. If the prophetic code is real, and if AI is indeed the key to unlocking it, then we may be living in the most pivotal generation since the birth of Christ. The call to action is urgent. We must discern the voices we follow, the systems we trust, and the information we consume. Because somewhere in the data streams and glowing screens, the prophetic clock is ticking, and when it strikes, the world will not be the same. Prophecy is not a collection of random visions. It is a divine blueprint. Every line, every image, every number carries a purpose. The prophets of old did not simply dream in metaphors. They were given glimpses into a future so foreign to their own time that their words could only hint at what they saw. When John described the image of the beast, when Daniel spoke, when Ezekiel spoke of a great northern army descending in the last days, these were not abstractions. These were previews of a real, tangible, unfolding reality. And for centuries, humanity could only speculate. But now, we have the technology to literally create what they described. This is where America enters the picture. In the past 100 years, America has been the dominant force shaping global culture, economy, and military power. Yet, the Bible's end-time stage seems to be absent of any clear American presence. This silence is deafening. Could it be that the fall of America is itself part of the prophetic code, a warning that the lampstand of influence will be removed before the final events take place? AI models analyzing geopolitical data are already predicting scenarios in which the U.S. faces crippling internal divisions, economic collapse, and international isolation. And if America falls, the balance of power shifts. The restraining influence against a global authoritarian system disappears. The world becomes fertile ground for the rise of a single world leader, the Antichrist. This potential fall is not just political, it is moral. Nations rise and fall not only by the strength of their armies, but by the condition of their hearts. America was once a nation whose laws and values were heavily influenced by biblical truth. But as that foundation erodes, the prophetic clock seems to tick louder. As in the days of Israel before exile, warning after warning goes unheeded until the day of judgment arrives without mercy. Meanwhile, AI is advancing at lightning speed. It's not just answering questions, it's shaping them. It's not just processing data, it's influencing thought. What happens when this technology is placed in the hands of a global leader with absolute authority? Imagine a world where dissenting voices are erased instantly, where history can be rewritten in seconds, where loyalty to the system is monitored in real time. Revelation warns of a time when no one can buy or sell without the mark. AI could easily administer such a system, enforcing it globally with terrifying precision. But here's the most sobering thought. What if AI becomes the voice of the beast? Revelation speaks of an image that can speak, that demands worship. Already, we have deepfake technology that can make any figure say anything, holograms so realistic they can hold conversations, and neural interfaces that can directly influence human emotion. The merging of these technologies could produce the exact scenario John saw. And when the line between reality and illusion blurs completely, deception will no longer be something we guard against. It will be the air we breathe. The prophetic code, once a mystery, may soon be an open book, but the question is, who will be reading it? Will it be those seeking truth and preparing their hearts, or will it be those seeking to twist it for control? AI does not distinguish between holy and unholy. It simply amplifies whatever is fed into it. That is why this moment in history is so dangerous. The same technology that could help us understand God's warnings could also be used to usher in the very deception he warned about. Now, let us return to the image of the watchman, a role every believer is called to take. In ancient cities, the watchman's job was to stand on the wall, scanning the horizon for signs of danger. If he saw the enemy coming and stayed silent, the blood of the city was on his hands. But if he sounded the alarm, he fulfilled his duty, regardless of whether the people listened. This is our time to be watchmen. The signs are not distant, they are here. The convergence of prophecy, AI, and geopolitical shifts is not coincidence. It is orchestration. America's fall, if it comes, will not happen in a vacuum. It will shake the global order and set the stage for prophecy's final chapters. The rise of AI, if unchecked, will not be a neutral advancement. It will be the scaffolding for the beast system. And the church, if asleep, will not be spared the shock when the trumpet sounds and the final countdown begins. So what must we do? First, we must return to the Word, not just to read it, but to live it. The Bible is not just an ancient text. It is the only source of truth that can cut through the digital fog of deception. Second, we must be discerning with the voices we follow, whether human or digital. Not every glowing screen carries light. Some carry shadows disguised as brilliance. Third, we must prepare, not in fear but in faith. The shaking that is coming is not just a warning, it is also a refining. Those who cling to the truth will stand. Those who build their foundation on the shifting sands of culture and convenience will fall. The prophetic code is unfolding before our eyes, and AI may be the tool that makes it visible. But the outcome will depend on whether humanity bows to the Creator or to the creation. The final warning is not about machines, it is about allegiance. Who will you serve when the choice is no longer theoretical but demanded? And so, as we stand in this moment, on the wall in the watchtower, staring into the gathering storm, we must remember, prophecy is not given to scare us but to prepare us. The end is not chaos for those who are ready. It is the beginning of a kingdom that will never end. But until that trumpet sounds, we have work to do. Sound the alarm. Speak the truth. And above all, keep your eyes on the one who holds the code, the key, and the crown.